It's ready. My Portugal sketchbook is all set to go. And yes, I've got lots to show you. It was kind of held up because I've had to do the title page, the cover, one of the statues that I saw when I was in Portugal, but now it's ready to go. Let's have a look. Here it is. So this is one of my statues that I saw. It was in Sintra in Portugal, in the palace there. There were so many lovely statues, but I picked that one to do. So welcome, Porto was where I went to first, and of course lots of little memories there, the lovely hillside of the town and some of the flowers and branches, the flowers that I saw there. Here's some of the buildings. This was an awesome artist. I really loved his ink work. Oh, and we went to the Contemporary Art Museum and loved her show too. It was really something. Really enjoyed it. This was just a street artist, but I really liked what she was doing here. And oh, this is one of Kusama's pictures. That's her pumpkin, and I loved it so much I painted one for my book. This was a sketch from sitting down by the waterfront in Porto. This is another one looking across to the town on the other side of Porto. Very kind of neat place, special foods that I was eating, and of course some of the buildings and things that we saw. Neat tops to the buildings. The rooftops were just fascinating. Love looking up to see what was there. Here's where I stayed while I was in Porto. Lovely place, I must say. I really recommend it. Some of the other buildings and rooftops, I could just go on and on looking at the rooftops. And of course we went to a sardine factory and did some things there. This is one of the 3 bridges that goes over the Douro River, and this is the furthest one, closest to the ocean. Right past those trees is the ocean. That was kind of neat to see that. This is a lion from one of the water fountains that was right there in town. There was 3 of them, and they were just beautiful. Oh, just a jade color. And this is, of course, the hillside where we went to the vineries. Don't you just love all these little archways in the churches? That was so neat. And then, of course, on the back, well, there's more. Lots more things happening in my book. More of the neat buildings. Of course, you have to have one of the grapevines here. We went to many wineries, did some wine tasting. I was along the shore. Lots of neat, here, olive branch, and the olives are just starting to come, kind of like that. This is to remind me of the awesome meals I had at my guest house. And their juice that tastes fresh squeezed orange juice in the morning. It was just so nice. Of course, I discovered in all my wine tasting that I love port, and that was one of the port, the reminder of that. And some of their pastry shells, oh, so good, the pastries and the goods there. And this is my favorite picture in the whole sketchbook. And this is the Moorish castle overlooking the Central Plains. I was sitting in the gardens in the National Palace looking up on the mountaintop there, and there was the castle. So I just had to paint it. Loved what I saw. That castle was built in the 8th and 9th century. Hard to believe it can still be there. This is another part of one of the palaces I went to see. The Pana Palace, which is a really beautiful place to go. And then, of course, what book wouldn't be complete with Portugal if you didn't have a rooster? And, of course, a tile. Did some tile painting, too. Painted my own tile. That was kind of fun. And then here at the back of the book, I've kept some of my special little papers. This was a special thing that I saw when I was in Italy. This villa. Had a really interesting time there. And, of course, the pesto class that I took. That was kind of neat. Here's our recipe. So I'll have to try that out. And this is a lovely map. I couldn't resist putting this in, of the historical parts of Portugal. So having this sketchbook, you can see I've got my sketches, I've got my journaling, and I've also got some of my little memorabilia that I found on the way, and a great souvenir of the trip. And I had tons of fun making this book and doing it. And I hope you enjoy it. Try one yourself. Wendy teaches outdoor sketching classes in the summer, and she teaches in her studio and online throughout the year. Wendy produces original work in pencil and in watercolor. She completes commission work, particularly pet portraits, and produces cards and prints from some of her work.